do you turn a flop into a success? In the 1968 Mexico Olympics, Fosbury's new flop technique revolutionised the sport. He did it not by working harder or developing bigger muscles than his competitors, but by recognising that a convention of his discipline was not a rule. He found a more productive way of winning. Now, the flop technique is best practice. Revolutions have to start somewhere, but they usually start when someone challenges the status quo. I'm Juliet Mann, a business journalist, and I'm on a mission to investigate why productivity in the UK is so poor. What's needed is a productivity revolution to revitalise the UK economy and make it more competitive. With new investment in infrastructure, skills and technology, the hope is that cities like here in Manchester will drive government ambitions to really boost productivity.
This is a service to Barry.
We can't just sit back and hope the government will act. We need to take action for growth and shared prosperity. Fortunately, there are measures that your organisation can apply to help you gain that competitive edge. Technology and productivity are intrinsically linked. So I'm on my way to Nesta, the UK's foundation for innovation. How do we go about starting a productivity revolution?
There's a few things that we know really help boost productivity. But the most important one is innovation. Innovation's responsible for about 2/3 of productivity in countries, developed countries like the UK. And to make innovation flourish, we need to invest in technology, to invest in new ways of doing things, but also to look around the world and within our own companies, to the front line, to the shop floor, to understand what opportunity there is to serve customers better, to come up with new products, and to think of ways of doing things more smartly.
Do the stats support the need for there to be a productivity revolution?
Certainly, we know that we compare poorly on productivity measures to our key competitors. We have a very high level of overqualification in the UK, so too many people in UK workplaces are unable to use the skills that they have effectively because of poor leadership management. And the OECD estimates that if we reduce the incidence of skills mismatch in the UK to OECD average levels, then we would see a 5% productivity dividend.
Take the typical British worker. Is he being given the support, training and tools to do his job to the best of his abilities? There's no simple formula to lift productivity, but what's clear is that there's no room for complacency. We need a coalition of the willing to drive a productivity revolution, and many influential voices are now saying this is a matter of national urgency.
The key for business's productivity isn't to have more high-powered academics rocking up and giving them grand schemes. The crucial bit of expertise that organisations need is the expertise in the people who do the work in the organisation.
Productive workers are also well-paid workers. Well-paid and productive workers are happy workers. And then everybody feels they have a part in Britain's economy, and everybody feels they're swimming upwards in Britain's economic recovery.
A lot of people think that to improve productivity costs a lot of money. The reality is that it's creativity before capital. If you harness the creativity of the men and women who work in the business, you will often find ways of dramatically improving productivity that need very little capital. As we often used to say to people, it's the grey matter before the greenback.
Without driving productivity and competitiveness, you are going to be overtaken and you're eventually going to vanish from the industry. If you look across industries, not just car industry, but you look across all industries, manufacturing very much so, but even service industries, those who are becoming uncompetitive are those who vanish. And then you find new players come into the market. Those who are competitive and continue to drive it, continue to have that absolutely driven, almost startup mindset, are the ones who remain at the front.
Sport and business have a lot in common, but any good coach knows not to rest on their laurels. Think about improving every aspect of the team, examining every small detail and looking at ways to gain an advantage. Boosting productivity can give you that competitive edge. If the UK wants to beat its international competitors, we need to start a productivity revolution. Not tomorrow, today. On your marks. Set. Find out in our next film how Unipart can help you unlock the secrets of the productivity puzzle.